Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm a firm believer in never saying something about someone behind their back that you wouldn't be prepared to say to their face. But unfortunately, sometimes I do let myself down. I'm only human. And and
Tell
that
us.
and that happened. It was a few years ago, a good few years ago actually. So I had this friend, and we would text each other stuff. Whatever something's happening, he'll text me something, and I'll text him. It can be any random rubbish.
Like I saw a bird in the middle of the street.
Maybe
Looked
not.
like you.
Okay, maybe not that random. That random. So this once I went to a conference with another friend of mine, and his name was Tom. Something strange happened. Yeah, like you said, I saw someone looking like you today, or Tom is doing this, or I just saw Marsha, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd always text this person what's going on. I was sat next to Tom, and Tom had passed wind. I don't know why I did it, but I think because it smelled so bad at the time, I was so distraught. I had to tell somebody. So I got the phone out of my pocket, and I text my mate, Tom has just farted, and it smells really, really bad. Press send, put it in my pocket, didn't think anything else of it. And then at the moment I pressed send, I noticed that Tom's phone had just vibrated as well.
Oh dear.
Okay, that's a coincidence, isn't it? So Tom gets his phone out and reads his phone. It was that moment where you feel hot and cold at the same time, and you have this feeling like, what have I just done? My initial instinct was to put my hand into his pocket, take it out, throw it on the floor and stamp on it. That would have been preferable to him realising that I was texting somebody about him farting and it smelling really bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he took his phone out of his pocket. I'm waiting to see what happens next. He reads the message on his phone, and then to my surprise, he smiles and he puts the phone back in his pocket, and he leans over to me and he goes, I hope it was a top one. And that's it. Now, I didn't realise what he was talking about. I just couldn't compute what he meant. I hope it was a top one. In hindsight, it was only when I got home that I realised what had happened. Now, when I text my other friend about things, I always substitute people's names for the first letter,
Okay.
just in case they happen to see the phone or something like that. So instead of writing Tom, I had put T has just farted.
Right.
So when he read his phone, he must have thought that I meant I should have wrote I have just farted.
That's even double embarrassing.
Because T could look like an I, do you know what I mean? So he thought I'd text him saying I have just farted. And when he said I hope it was a top one, I think he was saying I hope it was just a burp and not a bottom fart.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to be sitting there smelling my farts. So yeah. So the moral of the story is don't even text about someone something that you wouldn't say behind their back, because it can lead to some very embarrassing situations. But I was happy for it to be embarrassing in that sort of way, for him thinking it was me, rather than him knowing the truth that I was texting about him.
And everybody farts, so you shouldn't really make a big deal out of it. I'm sure
Everybody
you
farts.
farted on that day at least once.
At least once. Yeah, so don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. Don't do what you don't want other people to do to you.
What about you all? Are there any embarrassing stories that you want to share? Write them below, and because we're all for a good laugh. So yeah, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.